What are some of the, like, most common things that people say when they start using BrainTap? What are the things that you hear, after all these years?
The first thing that we hear is that I'm sleeping better, especially if they track it, whether they're using the headset or just the app alone, because we need to reset the sleep because that star out there we call the sun, they'd actually proven, MIT again, came out with a study that showed that our body, if I took your DNA, Dr. Betty, and I stapled it to the floor and I stretched it out, it would go to Pluto. It is inside you right now. It's a viscous material that absorbs light energy as codes for the body and instructs the body what to do. And so if we're out of sync with we call it the circadian rhythm, right? So, but if we're out of phase, for instance, if we don't get to bed by 10 o'clock, we don't make as much melatonin. If we don't get to bed by 11, we don't clean our liver properly. And this clock goes on and on all day long, and it resets all day, every day for the rest of your life. So you can't trick Mother Nature, as they say. The body knows and it keeps score. So you can get away with it. I mean, in college, we can't get those brain cells back, right? Whatever we did, the crazy things we did to have fun in college, but because they're gone. But what is most important to know is that we have neurogenesis. We can create new brain cells. We can create new Ferraris, new Lamborghinis that exist in this day, in this age, that are brain primed to handle the stresses you're under now, because we only learn and grow from stress. I love it when people tell me, "Hey, Dr. Porter, I just want you to get rid of my stress." I said, "You don't want that." I said, "Because there's only one time in your life when you don't have stress, and they call it death." So you want stress. What you want is the capacity to handle it. When you look at an athlete, they don't go, "You know what? I can lift that weight. I'm going to do that one." No, they go, "How much can I lift? How far can I push the human potential?" You know, whether it be the 4-minute mile when a year later high schoolers are doing it after Bannister did it, or other things that we do. We don't even know the limit. And just so the listeners understand this, imagine you're in medical school. It's 2015. You're in the physiology class and they're telling you about the brain. There's no mention of the glial lymphatic system. But some doctor during a sleep study notices a system of the body that activates like an X-Men. It activates during sleep. The glial lymphatic system opens up. It starts cleaning out the brain, but it only happens during level 4 sleep. So guess what? If you're one of the 2/3 of the world that isn't sleeping, remember those 4 things: thoughts, traumas, toxins, and technology. Those toxins are going to block the signals to the cells. So imagine you start sleeping better. That's the number one thing people tell us. The number 2 thing is they have stress resilience. Because what I mean by that is I can get stressed, but then I can recover. And when people like Tom Brady, who's one of our big sports advocates, he uses BrainTap, and he's not known to be the strongest and most fit. You look at him, he just looks like a regular guy, to see on the beach, and you go, "Wow, that guy's won 7 Super Bowls." But what he realized was the biggest thing about health is recovery. Most women, especially, do not spend time on themselves. They are giving, 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 and then finally they say, "Screw you." And they have an argument because they say, "I'm giving too much." You need to plan giving on yourself. You need to love yourself and give yourself the time to do this. And then of course all the other things that happen, weight loss happens, stop smoking, addictions stop happening. All the thing, any problem you have, this universe we live in is kind of unique that you only have a problem if you have a solution. I mean, nobody runs around going, "I've got to solve this problem with gravity. I just keep getting up and hitting the floor. I don't understand this gravity thing." No, no, that's a law, right? We're going to stick to the earth, right? So we're not going to solve that problem. But what we can do is, can we be lighter on our feet? Can we feel more joy in our heart? Can we live a more positive life? These are the things that we get to change. There's a bigger power than us that's taking care of everything else. Just worry about the little things that you're doing. Like I said, the rituals. What are your daily rituals? Because it's not what you do occasionally. You can have that cake at the birthday parties. You can celebrate when if you want to have a glass of wine. You can do whatever you want to do, but don't celebrate every meal with a glass of wine or a bottle of wine, or don't, whatever your drug of choice is, you know, Do it occasionally, okay, so what? Your body's not gonna mind. But if you do it every day, it's gonna have a problem because that's not natural.